So you've been doing the rituals. You've created the sacred space. You've lit the candles. You've called the directions. You've worked with your tools, spoken your intentions, and connected with something greater than yourself. And maybe for a moment you feel it. You feel that sense of connection. You feel that feeling that something sacred is happening, that you are aligned. And then the ritual ends. You close your circle, you return to everyday life, and somehow nothing has really changed. The same fears are still there, the same patterns keep appearing, the same doubts are coming back, the same parts of yourself that you hoped would shift are still asking for your attention. And quietly, you may begin wondering, am I doing something wrong here? Why isn't my spiritual practice changing me? Why do I still feel stuck? Why am I still in the same patterns? Why do I still get triggered the way that I've always been triggered? And if that is you right now, please hear this. The ritual itself wasn't broken. Your practice isn't failing. The reason you feel stuck isn't because you need a better spell or a more powerful ritual or a better technique or more knowledge about magic. It's because the ritual was never meant to do all of the work on its own. Ritual opens a doorway. Transformation happens when you're willing to walk through that doorway. And today we're going to explore why. My name is Sandra. I have been on the witchcraft path now for over 35 years. I'm the author of Crafting Your Wiccan Path. And throughout that time, I've explored ritual, meditation, tarot, shadow work, working with deities like Hecate, and the deeper processes of spiritual transformation. And through the Mystery Witch School, I teach people how to build a meaningful witchcraft practice. Over the years, I've discovered something really important, and this has been important for me as well in my journey through the craft. Learning the craft is only part of the journey, because eventually many of us reach a point where we realize that I don't just want to learn about magic or about transformation. I want to experience this transformation. I help spiritually curious people explore both the outer practices and the inner work in witchcraft that allows the practices to actually change us. And this is where today's conversation becomes so important, because ritual is powerful, but ritual alone is not the whole of the journey. So let's talk about what ritual actually does. Ritual is a sacred act. It creates a container for intention. It helps you focus your energy. It creates connection, and it allows you to communicate with the divine or your intuition and with the energies that you work with. Ritual is beautiful, and it helps us psychologically create sacred space. But ritual is also an invitation. It opens a doorway, and then we're invited to step through that doorway. And this is where many witches and spiritual practitioners find themselves. They've created a beautiful outer practice, but something inside feels unchanged. Something feels missing. So we continue searching. Maybe I need another spell. Maybe I need another tool and another crystal. Maybe I need another book. Maybe I need another practice. And there's nothing wrong with learning. There's nothing wrong with expanding your knowledge into other magical practices. But sometimes the missing piece is actually not outside of you. Especially if you've been practicing a while, sometimes the next step is actually within yourself. And this is actually one of the reasons why I focus so much on shadow work, and also why I focus so much on connecting to your practice day after day after day. It's one of the reasons I created the Daily Threshold app, because I believe that spiritual transformation happens through your relationship with yourself. The small moments where you connect with yourself, your intuition, your spiritual practice consistently. So transformation is not always a dramatic moment that changes you forever. Often it just happens through the relationship that we build with ourselves over time. So what does keep us doing spiritual practice without experiencing the deeper transformation we're seeking? Let me share some of the beliefs that I see come up again and again. Belief number 1, if I do the ritual correctly, change will happen to me. There can be a beautiful surrender in trusting the universe, but sometimes we unknowingly hand over all of our power. We hand it away. Transformation is not something that simply happens to us. It happens through us, and we participate in our own becoming. The universe isn't doing it for you. You're doing it. You're doing it through looking within and discovering what your programs are, what your beliefs are. And this is necessary as a part of the work, because the reason that you may be struggling in life with love, with money, with feeling safe in the world, with being yourself in the world, hasn't got anything to do with outside stuff. It's all internal, and it's all to do with beliefs about yourself and the identity that you have about yourself, the stories you tell yourself about yourself and the world, your narrative about yourself. And this becomes how we identify ourselves. The problem is the identity isn't necessarily real. It's something we've acquired to keep us safe. Belief number 2, more ritual means more progress. Again, ritual is wonderful. More connection can be beautiful. It can be really uplifting. But we can sometimes use more practices as a way of avoiding the deeper questions. Questions like, what am I afraid to face? What belief is keeping me small? What part of myself am I not allowing to be seen? The ritual is a container. The work is done by you. The ritual isn't going to change things. Spells don't help you change psychological situations. A spell can bring you the things that you need to change the situation, so that it can bring you some self-development tools. It can bring you to people who can help you change. It can bring you to modalities that can help with change, but it won't change you in and of itself. That's not the role of ritual. And expecting that the ritual is going to change things for you and looking for ritual to make the change can sometimes be a bit of spiritual bypassing, where you're avoiding doing the inner work and looking for something outside of you to change you. Belief number 3, the problem is my technique, not my identity. This is one that keeps people searching forever and ever. The next spell, the next system, the next teacher, the next thing that will finally make me feel more powerful, that will finally change things for me. But sometimes the real question is not, what do I need to do differently? It is actually, who do I need to become? That's where the true transformation begins. I have fallen into this trap too. I was looking for spiritual teachers all over the place. And when I found various different spiritual teachers, I thought, this is it. They're going to help change me. But the problem is the change has to happen within myself, and I had to find a technique that actually could help me change. And it wasn't so much in the gurus that I used to learn from. In fact, they didn't do a huge amount to help me change myself, because they didn't know enough about the psychology to help me change myself. But I was always looking outside of myself. I would buy books on facing your fear and doing it anyway, and thinking that that book was going to change things for me, that if I just read this book, then I would change. But that didn't happen either, because I had to actually apply the techniques in the book to actually make the change. And sometimes they were just too confrontational for me at the time. Now, this is exactly the deeper work that I explore inside my free class called Awaken Your Power with Hecate. If you recognize that feeling of having a spiritual practice, but you still feel like something inside isn't shifting, then this masterclass is designed to help you understand why and also what to do about it in relation to working with Hecate. We look at identity, transformation, the shadow work, and the beliefs that are keeping you stuck, and how Hecate can actually guide you through the process of becoming who you truly are. The link is in the description field below this video if you want to watch that class. Now let's continue, because this is where Hecate's wisdom becomes so powerful. Hecate is associated with the crossroads. And I think this symbolism is incredibly important and powerful, because the crossroads is not just about choosing between different directions to go externally. The deeper crossroads is actually within ourselves. It's the moment when we recognize that the person I have been cannot continue the same way. The version of myself I am becoming is asking me to change. I can't walk down that road being the same person as I am. This is a threshold. This threshold can feel really uncomfortable, because crossing a threshold means leaving something behind, an old belief, an old identity, a version of yourself that may have once protected you, that feels quite close to you, but no longer is allowing you to grow or step into who you truly are, or do the things you really want to do with your life. You can light a candle at Hecate's altar. You can make offerings. You can pray. You can build a beautiful relationship with her. And those things have genuine meaning. But Hecate invites us into something deeper. She asks you, what are you avoiding? What are you unwilling to see? What part of you is ready to be reclaimed? And this is where the transformation begins. And after decades of walking this path, one thing I have learned is that transformation is not just about doing things differently. It's about being different. And that requires us to look at our beliefs and our patterns that shape how we see ourselves. The beliefs about being too much or not enough. The beliefs about whether we're allowed to be powerful. The fear of our power. Whether we're allowed to be visible. Whether we're allowed to fully embrace who we truly are. And for many people drawn to witchcraft, there can also be a deeper fear around claiming their spiritual identity as well. Some people refer to this as the witch wound, and it can represent the inherited fears and beliefs around being different, being seen, being powerful, and stepping into who you truly are, your true self, and following your true will. It can show up as holding back, doubting yourself, feeling like you're not a witch or you're not witchy enough, feeling afraid to fully be who you are, to fully own your path. Shadow work helps us meet those parts of ourselves. Not because they're bad and we have to destroy them, but because they're parts of us that have been waiting to be understood, healed, and integrated. And this is where the identity transformation happens. Because when we change how we see ourselves, our choices change, our behavior changes, our relationship with our witchcraft practice changes, the spell results change, our relationship with our intuition changes, and the relationship with our power changes. And you may see better results in your magic as well. Now, I want to acknowledge that a lot of you watching this may be at different stages in your spiritual journey. Some of you may be completely new to witchcraft. You may be feeling that first spark of curiosity and wondering where to begin and how to create a practice and build a connection with the craft in a way that feels authentic to you and gives you a sense of meaning and purpose. And this is exactly what the Mystery Witch School 101 Academy is designed to give you. It gives you the foundations, helping you understand the principles of witchcraft and create a confident spiritual practice. Some of you may already have a spiritual practice, but you want to create more consistency in your practice and connection in your everyday life. For that, the daily practice was created as a daily companion to help you build a rhythm of spiritual practice through reflection, ritual, maybe a little bit of shadow work, and connection. The links to Mystery Witch School 101 Academy and the Daily Threshold are in the description field below this video. And some of you may recognize yourself in today's conversation. You already have a practice, you already have the knowledge, you're feeling that deeper calling to looking within, releasing the old patterns and stepping through the threshold into who you are becoming. And if that's where you are, you feel called to go deeper. I will also share more information about the journey with Hecate, Awaken Your True Self program. This is my guided transformational experience, and I have some exciting news coming up about this program, which I'll announce in the next live stream. But wherever you are on your path, your journey, just remember this. There's no wrong place to begin. Every path begins with a single step. So I invite you to reflect on this question. What part of myself am I being called to become? Not what do I need to achieve, not what do I need to prove, not how do I become a better person, but who am I becoming? Who do I want to become? Because often the path forward isn't about searching for something outside of ourselves. It's about uncovering the wisdom, the strength, and the power that's been there all along. So thank you so much for joining me today. I would love to hear in the comments what part of this conversation resonated with you the most. Where are you standing in your own crossroads right now? And if you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Blessed be.